Good morning and welcome to Just Ask Freeman TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio and I am joined by Freeman Owen Jr. Again, it's so nice to be together this week.
I tell you, the ride is nice. Let me tell you. You know, we're going to talk about some good things this morning. We've got some questions to answer. A lot of folks get ready for the giant leap.
Sure.
Okay, into retirement. So on today's show, you and I are going to highlight the 7 reasons it may be better to delay that big day just for 1 year, so they can think about it. And we're going to ask our callers to reach us on 1-833-414-7233, Just Ask Freeman. And when you're ready to take that giant leap, you know, we all look forward to retirement, but sometimes waiting even just, like I said, 1 year. Can have a giant positive impact on how our golden years will turn out. So let's get started.
Absolutely,
All
Freeman.
right.
And I think that's a great thing that you just talked about, because people that are coming in to sit with you, they're going to be like, Freeman, can I retire? Am I ready? Is this something that I can do? And so how do you help people determine that, yes, they can?
Well, you know, some folks want to get on out there, but I suggest that they wait at least a year.
Okay.
There's a lot involved.
Okay.
You got to consider the fact that you may not earn as much.
Okay.
Most likely you probably earn about 69 or 70% of your retirement income, or I should say 70% of the income you were earning. And then of course, a lot of these companies don't offer pensions. Got to reach a benefit threshold.
Sure.
So you and I we have been talking about Social Security.
Yeah.
That's going to play a major role, even though it's only 36% of our retirement income. It was 43, now it's 36.
Okay.
Now, folks, if you're considering that you don't want to work anymore, call us, Just Ask Freeman, on 1-833-414-7233 and see whether or not it's a good idea to come out now, because there's so many factors, Cynthia, involved.
Sure.
Social Security, having a meaningful project, and we can elaborate on those things. You would ask me a few questions a little later on that. But I just wanted to sort of take the cap off the pot, and we're looking there, and a lot of folks, if they don't ask Freeman, they get out here, and what will they do? Get out and come right back in and go back to work.
Sure.
And probably at a lower income too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So it's a total lifestyle change, basically, is what it is, Freeman, if you will, because you, like we've talked about, you've worked so many years, you are having your paycheck come in regularly, you have a budget in place based upon that income that's coming in.
That's right.
But then you reach retirement and all of a sudden you don't specifically have that coming in anymore, but you've got to draw on the Social Security piece, the other buckets, if you will,
That's
the diversified income streams, which we've talked about. You have your required minimum distributions that people are taking. It's a whole different world. And without guidance from someone like you, Freeman, that can be a pretty scary place.
It can. And all you have to do, folks, just ask Freeman. Call us at 1-833-414-7233. That is a complimentary consultation for you. 1-833-414-SAFE, S-A-F-E. Call us today. As a matter of fact, you could probably call us 24/7. We've got operators standing by that take care of that, because you and I are going to talk about, if 10 folks call in, they get a complimentary text entitled 10 IRA Mistakes, and the 10 costly IRA mistakes, and the tax traps associated with them.
Sure.
You need that information. And I always say, you want to know? Just ask Freeman.
That's all they have to do.
That's all they have to do.
Just ask Freeman, because there are so many questions based upon, you know, retiring, but also Social Security. Like, when do we start drawing Social Security? Is there a magic number, Freeman, that works for everyone?
No. It depends on your circumstances and your income.
Okay.
Social Security is basically based on or predicated on age and income. Now, what happens at 62? if you file, someone has told, you've heard me say this on the show.
Yeah.
Well, Uncle Joe told me to file. I'm 62, but he said, hurry up and get your Social Security because Social Security, it won't exist anymore. Wrong. JustAskFreeman.com. Get your free your complimentary report so you'll know when to file.
Yeah.
So you don't make that mistake, because 25 to 30% of your Social Security income lost and permanent. And when you see your report, you can see, Cynthia, that filing maybe for this person, it might be a good idea at 62, but maybe not.
Yeah.
It might, he or she may wait till full retirement age 66, which would mean what? Hundreds of thousands of dollars more in benefits over those who filed at age 62.
Yeah, if you could just wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's a good example. Is in quotes. I don't want to work anymore. Well, before you take that giant leap, JustAskFreeman.com to put together for you with your free consultation, get your Social Security report, your complimentary text, already revised with the Secure Act in it. Get that. 10 IRA mistakes and how to avoid the tax traps associated with them. And you know what I do, Cynthia? I just sit there and we just go through what's important for that individual who's considering. And I always say, well, let's wait a year, because there's a lot of things that can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one is what? A meaningful project.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What are you going to do?
Exactly. So you don't get bored. You have to have something to focus on. So whether that be what? Learning to, I don't know, ski?
Whatever.
Something out there.
Some type of project. You might work in the community, maybe work with the youth, the elderly, participate more in your church or your beliefs.
Sure.
Avoid leaving mid-cycle to deliver on your commitment to your employer. Try to maintain strong relationships in the retirement, because when you separate from service, what happens? You leave some of your friends that you're associated with. So I think it's important, and you should too. JustAskFreeman.com. We can talk about that meaningful relationship, that project. You sit there and bored and watch TV all day. Well, I don't mind you watching JustAskFreeman.com because we got some answers for you. Call us at 1-833-414-7233, 1-833-414-SAFE, and get your complimentary Social Security report. You also will like to offer you your complimentary text entitled 10 IRA Mistakes and the Tax Traps that are associated with them. And also, let's talk about, what do you do if you don't want to work anymore?
Yeah.
Let's make certain you're ready.
Definitely.
Let's talk about how much money you're going to earn.
Yeah.
And I always tell, well, this is a little joke. There is no what they call it? There is no romance without finance. You know, you would take your spouse out or whatever. You want to be able to do the things that are important to you.
Sure.
Just ask Freeman. It's just that simple. You want to know how to reach your benefit threshold.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see?
These are all questions that I know the viewing audience definitely, they're sitting there and they're thinking about this, and a lot of people are right now on the fence thinking, can I retire? They're going to want to sit in and they're going to want to come in and sit with you, basically is what I'm trying to say. And I think it's important for the viewing audience to know that when they do come in, they are sitting with you. The person that they see on TV, it's not going to be anyone else.
Exactly. There's nothing worse. All right. Let me give you an analogy. You have a physician, a primary physician, but you see someone other than your primary physician. Your primary physician knows you, understand your needs as far as health is concerned, and then you get a surrogate. That is disappointing. Folks, you don't have to be disappointed. When I'm asking you, just ask Freeman, call us at 1-833-414-7233. You know what I do, Cynthia? I'm right there. There is no surrogate. As important as retirement income planning is, you don't need a substitute You want a second opinion about your retirement?
I do, Freeman. I want a second opinion, but we have to go to break. I'm so sorry. To the viewing audience, please stay tuned. We're going to be right back after this quick commercial break. We have more questions for Freeman. The number is 833-414-7233.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Welcome back to Just Ask Freeman TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm sitting with Freeman Owen Jr., and we are having a great show. We're talking about getting ready for retirement, how someone can know that they're ready for retirement. So, Freeman, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
One of the largest things I think that people must be concerned about is, do they have enough money?
Well, let's crunch the numbers.
Yeah.
Just Ask Freeman, folks. Come in. We're going to talk about Social Security, how to file for it, how to make sure that we make no errors in leaving benefits on the table.
Okay.
Then we're going to look at income producing assets.
Okay.
All righty. So we've got to crunch those numbers so you can get your free report. Call us at 1-833-414-7233. Just Ask Freeman.
Okay.
All righty. 1-833-414-SAFE. When I say crunch the numbers, let's look at the details.
Yeah.
To be certain that we have enough money. There are outliers. Inflation, increased healthcare cost, the possibility of having where we cannot perform 2 activities a day of living, we take it for granted.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're living longer. Having enough money is so vital. That dictates the quality of your life.
Sure.
Just Ask Freeman, folks. Call us at 1-833-414-7233 and get a complimentary consultation. And also, I've got a great text for you. The 10 IRA mistakes, okay, and the tax traps that are associated with those 10 IRA mistakes.
Sure.
And Cynthia, we've seen countless times. Folks take these distributions from their qualified plans, pre-tax dollars, and then when they get ready to retire, they squandered their monies. And taxable events on every distribution coming out of those qualified plans.
Wow, and that can be a scary change in someone's lifestyle,
scary.
Correct? Because you have taxes coming in that you're not expecting to have.
Yeah. See, you don't know. You better just ask Freeman. You want to know how to conserve your assets, how to stretch your monies, how to reach the benefit thresholds, and I keep putting the emphasis on it. Being certain you have enough money. Building a bigger nest egg during the extra year of work will help.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point.
Exactly. And what did we say at the beginning of the show? We looked at, I don't want to work anymore.
Yeah, right?
Now, we heard that with these emails and calls. I don't want to work anymore. Well, maybe you have to work.
Yeah.
But justaskfreeman.com. That's my website. But if you want to get a complimentary consultation, just ask Freeman at 1-833-414-7233. Get your complimentary Social Security report, the consultation itself. The consultation is complimentary.
Sure.
And I got a great text as a great offer. Good read, folks. 10 IRA mistakes and how to avoid the tax traps that are associated with that. Because, well, you know, we just make errors.
I know. And Freeman, with your book, also there's a section in there about the Secure Acts. We should talk about that a little bit.
Exactly.
Because that's important for people to know as well. When they get your book, they're going to be able to have information on that.
That's right. And I had to get that revision quick.
Yeah. It's hot off the presses.
That's right. You know, you had the inherited IRA, which was pieces in there, a nice section on that. And then all of a sudden,
yeah,
the first of the year, bam,
yeah,
it is eliminated. So I had to say, well, but folks, there are solutions. Mm-hmm. Just ask Freeman. Call for your complimentary consultation at 1-833-414-7233. Mm-hmm. Sit down with us for an hour. And then what we'll do is broaden the spectrum over several visits on retirement planning. And how does the Secure Act impact you?
Yeah.
What does it do? How will it impact our children and grandchildren?
Yeah.
Okay. And non-spouses, period. What happens to that spouse or non-spouse that is the guardian of a child under the age of 18? You want to know, folks? Just ask Freeman. Come and see us. Mm-hmm. And what we'll do is just sit down, relax for an hour.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Get your complimentary Social Security. I can't put enough emphasis on it. Your Social Security report is necessary to know when to file.
Oh, yeah.
And Cynthia, we've seen folks make costly mistakes.
Sure.
File too early.
Yeah. They file too early, and let's just say, for example, they want to go back to work, then they want to change that decision, like, okay, I'm going to not take Social Security, but then that's a problem too, right, Freeman?
Yeah, that's a problem. Now, you've taken Social Security benefits.
Yeah.
And you think that SSA is going to have you file later to increase your benefits. Is not going to happen, folks. You'd have to pay back the benefit you have received. Mm-hmm.
Did you say pay back, Freeman?
That's right. You got
pay back. I
give it up.
Just
yes,
astounding.
indeed. You have to pay back.
Yeah.
See? And so you better just ask Freeman on how to handle that.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks recently, well, I've been doing this for a little while, but I see a surge in the number of phone calls that come in to schedule a consultation, complimentary. Mm-hmm. And we sit there, enjoy, and I just look at the potential client, and they become clients, and how satisfied they are.
Yeah.
And they tap into my knowledge base. Mm-hmm. I mean, they really ask difficult questions.
Yeah.
And then, after I've helped them with their retirement plans, and I have attorneys, mm-hmm. Okay, we've got, let me see, CPAs, the attorneys, some folks are interested in advanced directives, power of attorneys,
okay,
different types of trust. I don't give legal advice,
sure,
but it's nice to have the reach into other professionals that
yes.
can come in and give you the entire package.
Yes,
right.
It's an umbrella, if you will.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of folks say, just ask Freeman, he knows. Mm-hmm. Well, sure do. If you're, and going back to, I don't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think, Cynthia? Make certain you're ready.
We have to make certain we're ready, and we have to make certain we're ready for a break, Freeman. Oh. Sorry. To the viewing audience at home, please don't go anywhere. The number is 833-414-7233. The phone lines are open. Please feel free to call in, but we do have to take this quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Stay tuned.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Welcome back to Just Ask Freeman TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I am sitting with Freeman Owen Jr., and we are having another amazing show, and we were laughing before we went to break because we just never know how much time we have.
We don't.
We just start talking, and before you know it, we have to break for a moment. But
exactly.
Talking more about planning for retirement, knowing you're ready. I love the advice that you give about just test it out for a year.
Yeah.
Make sure it's a good fit for you. Because Freeman, let me ask you, how many times do you have clients that come in and they've decided they want to retire, but then they get bored after?
They could get bored. They had no interest, hadn't planned any interest after leaving the workforce.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a number of them.
Yeah.
That's why I like the husband and the wife to come together and
yes.
I just sit there and listen. And okay, you might qualify for a part-time job. With the gig economy, you know, it gives you an opportunity offering the older workers to shift to part-time work. And it's a nice option to ease into retirement.
Yeah.
Because what we have to do, we have to adjust our budgets. We've got to do a lot of different things there. And folks, it's not easy. Just ask Freeman. Call us at 1-833-414-7233. And Cynthia, what we have to do is refine specific retirement plans.
Yeah.
And that year, that can make or break you.
Oh, sure.
You say, daggone, I made it. But boy, that year was quite an experience. I've got to make some adjustments here.
Yeah.
The quality of life, lifestyle
Yep.
changes. That's what you said was so important to, we have to go through these lifestyle changes. And as a result of that, I advise you folks, just ask Freeman. Call us at 1-833-414-7233. Cynthia agrees. You want to know how to deal with, I don't want to work anymore.
Yep. Yep, you have to just ask Freeman. That's what I agree with, because you are just a wealth of knowledge. So I want to ask you, Freeman, are a lot of companies offering their employees the option of working part-time versus retiring altogether? Are we seeing a lot of that right now?
We're seeing a lot of companies now that offer part-time work.
Okay.
And I call it the workers that are retired is participating in what we call the gig economy.
Okay.
All righty. The wages aren't what they were earning maybe if they were professionals or they had a special skill or something but it's a way of bringing in an income to supplement other sources of income.
Sure.
So we've seen a lot of that, and that's why we call it the gig economy. And folks, if you want to navigate through successfully and plan for your retirement, just ask Freeman. Call us at 1-833-414-SAFE. It's just that simple. Come in. We're going to begin with your statement from your Social Security, from the Social Security Administration, so that we can generate a report. And we can address these issues that while you're on a sabbatical for 1 year, to see if it works for you. Just ask Freeman. at 1-833-414-SAFE. 1-833-414-7233 and get a complimentary consultation and get your complimentary report. It's 3-pronged. And the complimentary book entitled IRA, the 10 IRA mistakes and the tax traps that are associated with them.
Absolutely. And what an amazing value that you're providing to the clients that are calling in, and the consultations that have been said. I know that the feedback has been amazing, and I think one of the main things that I'm hearing from everyone is that you have the gift of listening. You really listen to each individual that comes in to sit with you, and that's very special.
That is very special, because if you don't listen, you won't know.
Exactly.
They came here just to ask Freeman,
and
I'm preoccupied or talking all over them or whatever. That does not work in this business.
No.
And I've been practicing good listening for over 30-some years.
Is that when you got married? No, I'm kidding.
I've been married 48 years. I've been there for 48 years. I had to be a pretty good listener, too.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying, because that is the key to a happy relationship,
Exactly.
the gift of listening.
You have to listen. And Cynthia, the clients know. They look right at you, and they know whether or not you have an interest in them. Folks, the clock on the wall is ticking, but I'm going to ask you to call us, just ask Freeman, 1-833-414-7233. Get your complimentary Social Security report. Notice I said report, not statement. Your complimentary consultation, and a complimentary text entitled 10 IRA Mistakes and How to Avoid the Tax Traps. Cindy, like I said, the clock on the wall is ticking. I'm having so much fun.
No, Freeman, I can't believe it. We're coming to the close of another show, but we're going to be back again next week, because the topics that we're covering are so important to the viewing audience. Questioning, can I retire? Am I ready? I just want to ask Freeman, and that's what people have been doing. They're just asking Freeman. So to the viewing audience, we will be back again next week. That number to call once again is 833-414-7233. We appreciate you watching so much. We love the questions that are coming in. And again, we will see you back here next week on Just Ask Freeman TV. Have a blessed day. Thank you for watching.
All right.